The little girl smiled at me. She couldn't have been older than 12. She stood in the cereal aisle of the supermarket, laughing as she tried to convince an elderly woman that chocolate cereal counted as breakfast. Her laughter made me smile. Until she turned her face toward me, my heart stopped. The tiny birthmark above her left eyebrow, the soft dimples that appeared whenever she smiled, the dark brown eyes, they were painfully familiar. For a moment, I couldn't breathe. It was impossible. It had to be. Then the little girl looked past me, waved excitedly and shouted, "Dad!" I turned instinctively. A man walked toward her carrying 2 shopping bags. The moment I saw his face, the bottle of orange juice slipped from my hands and exploded across the floor. He looked up. Our eyes met. His face turned completely white. It was my ex-husband, Daniel. The same man who had held my trembling hand 12 years earlier in a hospital room and whispered through tears, "Our baby didn't make it." The supermarket suddenly felt too small, too quiet. Neither of us moved. The little girl looked from him to me, confused. "Dad?" Daniel swallowed hard. His lips parted, but no words came out. The years teach much which the days never know. For 12 years, I had mourned a daughter I never got to hold. For 12 years, I had visited a tiny grave every Mother's Day. For 12 years, I had believed fate had taken my child before I even heard her cry. So why was a 12-year-old girl who looked exactly like the daughter I had imagined, calling my ex-husband Dad? One question echoed through my mind. If she was alive, whose child had I buried? Daniel stared at me as though he had seen a ghost. The color drained from his face. For a long moment, neither of us spoke. The little girl looked up at him with innocent curiosity. "Dad, who is she?" He swallowed hard. I'll explain later, Lily. Lily. The name struck me like lightning. Years ago, while I was pregnant, Daniel and I had spent an entire evening arguing over baby names. If it's a girl, I had laughed, I'd love to call her Lily. He had smiled and kissed my forehead. Then, Lily it is. My knees nearly gave way. That couldn't be a coincidence. The little girl noticed the orange juice spreading across the floor. "Ma'am, are you okay?" Her voice was gentle, kind. She sounded nothing like the child I had imagined in my dreams. She sounded real. Before I could answer, a supermarket employee hurried over with a mop. "It's all right, ma'am. We've got it." I barely heard him. My eyes never left Daniel. "You told me," I whispered, my voice trembling. "You told me our baby died." The words hung heavily between us. Daniel closed his eyes. "I know. You buried a tiny white coffin. I know. I cried for 12 years. I know." Every answer came out as little more than a whisper. The little girl looked increasingly confused. "Dad, what's happening?" Daniel knelt beside her. "Lily, would you wait by the cafe for a few minutes? I need to talk to this lady." She hesitated. "But, please." She nodded politely before walking toward the small cafe near the front of the supermarket. The moment she was out of earshot, I stepped closer. "So tell me." His eyes filled with tears. "I never lied about what I believed." I frowned. "What does that even mean?" "The day you gave birth." He looked down at his shaking hands. "I was told our daughter had died too." I froze. For the first time since seeing him, something in his voice didn't sound defensive. It sounded broken. "If you didn't lie," I whispered, "then who did?" I searched Daniel's face. For 12 years, I had imagined this moment. In every version, he was the villain. The man who had stolen my child. The man who had destroyed my life. But now, standing in front of me, he looked just as lost as I was. "I don't understand," I whispered. The doctor came into my room. "They told me our daughter didn't survive." Daniel nodded slowly. "They told me the same thing." My heart pounded. "Then who is Lily?" He looked toward the cafe where the little girl was quietly reading a book while sipping a milkshake. "I didn't meet her until she was 3. I stared at him. "What?" "My sister Rebecca died in a car accident." The words caught me off guard. She had been raising Lily alone. I didn't even know Rebecca had a daughter. When the social worker contacted me, he paused. They told me I was Lily's closest living relative. I frowned. Closest relative? They said Rebecca never listed Lily's father. So, I adopted her. Everything inside me twisted. If that was true, then Lily wasn't my daughter. But why? Why did she look so much like me? Daniel seemed to read my thoughts. I've asked myself the same question 1,000 times. You noticed it too. I nodded slowly. The birthmark. The eyes. The smile. They're almost identical. He sighed. I convinced myself it was coincidence, but every time Lily laughed, I remembered you. Silence settled between us. For the first time since entering the supermarket, I looked at Lily differently. Not as my daughter, but as a child caught in a mystery she knew nothing about. A mystery that suddenly felt much bigger than either of us. Then Daniel reached into his wallet. I've carried something for 12 years. He carefully unfolded a worn piece of paper. It was a hospital discharge summary. Across the top, the hospital's name. The same hospital where I had given birth. He pointed to one line. Delivery complications. Then another. Infant transferred to neonatal intensive care. I frowned. What? He swallowed. When I requested my medical records last year, this was inside. I looked at him in disbelief. If our daughter died, why would the records say she was transferred to intensive care? A chill ran through my body. Someone had changed our story, and for the first time in 12 years, we both realized the truth. We had never been enemies. We had both been victims. The real question was no longer whether our daughter had died. The real question was, who wanted us to believe she had? For several seconds, neither of us spoke. The sounds of shopping carts rolling across the floor, children laughing, cashiers calling out prices, all faded into the background. I couldn't stop staring at the discharge summary in my hands. Transferred to neonatal intensive care. Not stillborn. Not deceased. Transferred. I looked up at Daniel. Did you ever confront the hospital? He nodded. I tried. What happened? They said my records must have contained a clerical error. A clerical error? My voice rose before I could stop it. They told 2 parents their baby had died. And they called that a clerical error? Several shoppers glanced in our direction. Daniel lowered his voice. I hired a lawyer. What? He requested the hospital records. And? The hospital claimed the original files had been destroyed during a flood that damaged their archive 8 years ago. I felt sick. Every answer raised another question. Nothing made sense. Then something surfaced from the back of my memory. A face. A woman. The senior nurse who had cared for me after my emergency delivery. She had held my hand while I cried. She had whispered, "I'm so sorry for your loss." "What are you thinking?" Daniel asked. "I remember a nurse." He frowned. "So do I." She wore a silver cross around her neck. Daniel's eyes widened. "You remember that too?" "I do." She wasn't crying. I looked at him. "What?" "When she told me our baby had died, I remember thinking how calm she looked." He swallowed. It felt rehearsed. A chill crawled down my spine. Before I could answer, a familiar voice interrupted us. "Dad?" We both turned. Lily was standing a few feet away. She looked worried. "Are you all right?" Daniel quickly forced a smile. "I'm fine." She looked at me, then slowly walked closer. "I hope I didn't scare you earlier." Her kindness caught me off guard. I smiled weakly. "No, you didn't." She hesitated. "Can I ask you something?" I nodded. "Have we met before?" My heart skipped. "What makes you ask that?" She shrugged. "I don't know. When I looked at you, it felt like I already knew you." My eyes filled with tears. I couldn't explain it. I had never seen this child before today. And yet, standing this close to her, Something deep inside me wanted to pull her into my arms. Not because I believed she was my daughter, but because she felt strangely familiar, as if life had crossed our paths long before this moment. Lily smiled politely. "It was nice meeting you." She reached for Daniel's hand. "We should go, Dad." He nodded. Before leaving, he turned back to me. "I'm not giving up anymore." "What do you mean?" "I'm reopening everything. The hospital, the records, every unanswered question." He paused. "If there is even the smallest chance our daughter didn't die, I have to know." I looked at him. For the first time in 12 years, we weren't grieving separately. We were searching together, and neither of us realized. Someone else had been watching our conversation from across the supermarket. A woman in her late 50s. The moment our eyes almost met, she quickly turned away, abandoned her shopping cart, and hurried toward the exit. I frowned. Something about her face felt strangely familiar. I couldn't shake the feeling. The woman who had rushed out of the supermarket. I knew her, not by name, not from a conversation, but from somewhere buried deep inside my memory. That night, I barely slept. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw her face. Then, at 3:27 in the morning, I sat upright in bed. The nurse. Oh my God. The silver cross. The calm expression. The woman in the supermarket. She wasn't the nurse. She was the woman who had been standing beside the nurse the day I woke up after surgery. At the time, I had assumed she was another hospital employee. Now, I wasn't so sure. Without thinking, I picked up my phone and called Daniel. He answered immediately. "You couldn't sleep either." "No." I remembered something. So did I. We spoke at the same time. The woman in the supermarket. Silence. Then Daniel whispered, "You recognized her." "I think she was at the hospital." "So do I." Neither of us said another word. An hour later, we were driving back to the supermarket. It had only just opened. The same security guard stood at the entrance. Daniel approached him politely. "Excuse me." "My wife." He stopped himself. "My friend lost something here yesterday." The guard smiled. "You can check with customer service." Actually, Daniel took out his phone. "We're looking for this woman." He showed him a rough sketch I had drawn from memory. The guard studied it, then nodded slowly. "I know her." My heart pounded. "You do?" "She comes here every Thursday morning, always around 9. "What time did she leave yesterday?" The guard scratched his head. "About noon." She looked nervous. Nervous? She almost forgot her handbag. I looked at Daniel. This wasn't coincidence anymore. The guard pointed toward the parking lot. "She drives a blue sedan. I've seen her for years." Years. She wasn't hiding. She had been living an ordinary life all along. Daniel thanked the guard. As we walked back toward the car, I asked, "What do we do now?" He looked determined. "We wait." The next Thursday, at exactly 9 o'clock, the blue sedan pulled into the supermarket parking lot. The woman stepped out carrying 2 reusable shopping bags. She walked toward the entrance, completely unaware that we were watching. My pulse raced. "That's her." Daniel nodded. "Let's not scare her." We waited until she finished shopping. As she loaded her groceries into the trunk, I finally walked toward her. "Excuse me." She turned. The moment she saw my face, every bit of color vanished from hers. Her shopping bag slipped from her hand. Oranges rolled across the parking lot. She whispered only one sentence. I prayed this day would never come. A cold shiver ran down my spine. Daniel stepped forward. "You know who we are." Tears immediately filled her eyes. She closed the trunk of her car with trembling hands. "I've carried this secret for 12 years. My voice broke. "Our daughter. What happened to our daughter?" The woman covered her face. "You deserve the truth. But not here." She looked around the parking lot nervously. "Please. There's a small church 3 streets away. Meet me there in 1 hour. I'll tell you everything." She got into her car, started the engine, then lowered the window one last time. I've lived with this guilt every single day. I can't run anymore." As she drove away, Daniel and I stood in complete silence. 1 hour, after 12 years of questions, the truth was finally waiting for us.